Warning. The following video shows what happens when an idiot has a camera. Viewer discretion is advised. J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson were not involved in the making of this video. Any anger or dissatisfaction felt is purely coincidental.
I don't know if you've seen Rise of Skywalker, but I have. And yeah, I'll be talking about it like 1,000 other people. And maybe I'm the only one talking about Star Wars as I'm driving. If so, I hope it's not too annoying for you to watch this. Like most people, I didn't like The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi was perhaps the worst film they could have made as the second film in this new trilogy. And Force Awakens was just so uninteresting. Somebody's already said it. There's no real bad guy in Force Awakens. I mean, Kylo Ren is a child who has tantrums. Hux is a child who has tantrums, and Snoke was a hologram that didn't come across as menacing at all. I don't know who designed Snoke, but he didn't come across as menacing at all. And I thought Finn had a lot of potential. I thought Rey was overpowered, and like I said, there was no real bad guy, so there was no real threat. There was nothing really to overcome. And you know, I didn't like the new X-Wings. I mean, what the hell? I mean, those engines are like half engines, making the little propellers that they form when they close up, they make them look, you know, they're pointless basically. They're for aesthetic reasons. Whereas in the old X-Wings, you had like 4 proper engines, so you would imagine that when it entered atmosphere, or you know, when it needed those things to rotate. Did they rotate in the original trilogy? Maybe they did. Maybe they were even functional. But in the new trilogy, even the X-Wings were shit, and they didn't really come up with anything new. The X-Wings were X-Wings, the TIE Fighters were TIE Fighters, the Star Destroyers were Star Destroyers. They even had a Death Star. I mean, what was the point? What was the point of Force Awakens, really? Why would we want to pay to see another movie where they just didn't come up with anything new or original? And on top of that, what the hell was the First Order? I mean, in the original trilogy, we knew the Empire was controlling the entire galaxy, and they were a real menacing force that the heroes had to, you know, the heroes with their very limited, almost non-existent resources, a few fighter jets and a Corvette or whatever they had, Carillion Corvette, they had to overcome this, and this huge empire. And in the case of Force Awakens, who the hell were these people? Were they just like a group that worshipped the old empire? Were they what the hell were these people? Well, we never got the sense that there was any threat or any menace, anything to overcome. So those 2 movies were crap, in my humble opinion. And then Rise of Skywalker came, and they had to sort of make up for those 2 crap movies. And J.J. Abrams came up with the first movie, so screw you, J.J. Abrams. You had to correct your own issues there. And Rian Johnson, oh my God, Rian Johnson, he screwed us all with The Last Jedi. What a wasted film. What a waste. Just crapped all over Luke Skywalker. The casino scene. I mean, Jesus, he killed Snoke, so we had to come up with an actual bad guy for the 3rd film, which ended up being an old bad guy, because why couldn't we make, if they were making Snoke clones, why couldn't Snoke, the one that Kylo Ren killed, have been a clone? That, you know, Snoke said, you know, oh, you thought you killed me, but actually you just killed one of my clones. No, we had to bring back the Emperor, and the Emperor had to have had kids, so that, you know, yeah, exactly. From the first 6 films, did anybody get the impression that that guy was interested in having sex? I mean, really? Did anybody think that guy is, you know, going home and putting on YouPorn or whatever, or Pornhub or whatever, and jacking off? I mean, nobody thought that. The guy was asexual. Now we made him have kids, which means he had sex, unless we're gonna say he created his his son or his daughter with some kind of force way and another force power, I guess. Anyways, so yeah, a crappy movie really. And for me, the biggest complaint I have for Rise of Skywalker is there was no space battle. You know, Return of the Jedi, there was a space battle, and they had they didn't have CGI. They didn't have the CGI we have now. They had such a difficult time of putting those space battles together, you know, with their models and their, you know, if you know how it's done, it's very difficult to do it with film. And these guys have CGI and supercomputers and the resources of Disney, and they didn't make a space battle. Don't get me started on the horses, on the landing party with horses. What the hell was that? As soon as I saw that in the trailer, I knew the movie was going to be crap. I knew it was going to be crap as soon as I saw the horses. As soon as I saw the girl, you know, the girl who also escaped, who was a stormtrooper, as soon as I saw her costume design, oh my god, I knew the movie was going to be stupid. I have nothing against what they were trying to show us there, but why did they dress her like that? Why did they dress the lady in The Last Jedi in that purple outfit? As soon as she became the leader, why didn't she put a coat on, a jacket on? Do we have to see her nipples? Did we see her nipples? It felt like we were seeing her nipples. I don't want to see the girl's nipples. I want to see her in a, if she's going to be in charge of this space, you know, this calamari cruiser or whatever it is, I want to see her in looking like the boss, looking like a leader. Let's go back for a second. I said before about the design of the stormtrooper who escaped, just like Finn. Think of the shock trooper in The Mandalorian. Think how badass she is. Think of her costume and her character and her capabilities, and compare her with the character they put in Rise of Skywalker. Why did they choose that stupid hairdo, that stupid costume design, and that, you know, why did they choose her like, why did they design her like that? When, if she's supposed to be an ex-stormtrooper, why doesn't she look more badass like the character in Mandalorian, like the shock trooper in Mandalorian? Anyway, so there was no space battle. They came in with their fighters. They attacked, what is it, 10,000 Star Destroyers with, I don't know, if each one has just 10 fighters each, then that's 100,000 fighter jets. And, you know, obviously they were doing very well considering there was only like 20 of them versus 10,000, 100,000 fighter jets. But other than that, when the big fleet arrives and we get that moment, no, we're here, you know, I mean, where are your sensors? Where is everything else? Anyway, whatever. Nothing happens. We don't see a major space battle. The Emperor powers up, knocks down a few ships, and then what? What did we understand from that? Why did those ships arrive? Why didn't we get a space battle? I'm really pissed off about that. I'm also pissed off, I mean, the plot generally doesn't make sense, but I'm also pissed off that initially the Emperor sends Kylo Ren to kill Rey, and then he actually needs Rey. What was the point of the Emperor dispatching Kylo Ren to murder Rey if he actually needs Rey? He should have said, go and bring Rey. Or if he knew both of them were what he needed to rejuvenate himself, why didn't he just say, bring Rey here? In both cases, in any case, what does killing Rey accomplish for the Emperor? Nothing. Well, okay, so he gave her Kylo Ren's ship, which brought her to him. I mean, why didn't he just say, give her this thing and she'll come by herself? Why fight her? Why try to kill her? Anyway, it was a crap movie. So, the Disney Star Wars trilogy, it was crap. They didn't have proper scripts. They didn't have proper stories. And they had all of that material from Legends to go by. They had all of that material. And where the hell was Ahsoka Tano? Ahsoka Tano, I mean, Ahsoka Tano is one of the badass in Star Wars. If you take how much screen time all the characters had, including the animated series, Ahsoka Tano probably has quite a lot of screen time, a lot more than some of the characters that we think are main characters. And yet she didn't feature in the new trilogy at all. Somebody said that she's one of the voices of the Jedi that gives power to Rey. Well, that's tragic if that's the case, because I don't think Ahsoka's dead. If they on top of everything else killed Ahsoka in the last film, then that's just freaking Disney, man. Freaking Disney. So guys, we had the Disney trilogy. It was awful. Generally speaking, it accomplished nothing. It defecated on the characters we loved, and it didn't offer us anything new. It didn't design any really cool starships that people will want to build Lego toys of, and it didn't introduce any villain that we want to know more about, you know, their backstory. It didn't introduce any new interesting heroes, and I don't exactly know what Disney thought. I agree with most people that Kathleen Kennedy should be fired because of this. She took something that was beloved and something that was arguably a little bit sacred in a sense, and she just produced the worst possible new trilogy.
No idiots were harmed during the making of this video.